Wow, we're really vibing out.
It's lagging a little bit. We are back.
We're so freaking back.
We are halfway through it.
We almost made it.
And I did all the questions. I answered all the questions.
Me too.
I even did the other weeks. I really needed that. I did the other weeks, the questions from other weeks that I haven't done. So I'm so ready.
You're so ready.
Is it lagging, my video?
No.
Okay.
It's a bit of an
Browser
echo.
is lagging a little bit for some reason. Questions from other weeks that I haven't done. So
I wonder if it's because my battery is low on my computer.
Is it lagging?
Oh, I hear yours. Oh, maybe it is. Does that
Is
work?
it okay? I can hear you.
Okay, because I think it's because I had it open on Twitter that it was picking up the Twitter.
I think browser also. I'm using Zen browser and sometimes it's lagging so much. I'm using 3 different browsers, but for this I'm using Zen. And I think it's fixed. It's okay now.
It's dirty.
Is it hot in there? Like, it's still cold in here. It's just getting warmer. It just started to get warmer 2 days ago.
It's like 18 degrees today, so it's like pretty nice, but it's gonna be like 10 and cold all weekend.
Let me check how many degrees. I think similar. Oh, it's 20 degrees. Tomorrow gonna be 20 degrees, but it was like 11 degrees and it was like even colder. But right now it's better. Right now it's so much better.
Oh, we're almost there. It's almost
lagging in here.
Should we try and restart?
Yes, let's start. Do you want to start or should I start?
We're on week 6 now, right?
Yes. We are in week 6.
We did it halfway through. I think it's technically supposed to be on like week 7 or week 8 now, but that's okay.
Technically, probably should be in like 10 or something, but it's okay.
It's okay. This is part of the process.
Yeah, the process is getting harder as we become better and work through the things. So I think it's expected. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, starting.
Recovering a sense of abundance. The great creator. I'm a believer, Nancy declares. I just don't believe God gets involved with money.
This week you tackle that.
Okay. Sorry, week 6. This week you tackle a major creative block, money. You're asked to really look at your own ideas around God, money, and creative abundance. The essays will explore the ways in which your attitudes limit abundance and luxury in your current life. You'll be introduced to counting, a block-busting tool for clarity and right use of funds. This week may feel volatile. Oh, okay. I'm a believer, Nancy declares. I just don't believe God gets involved with money. Although she doesn't recognize it, Nancy carries two self-sabotaging beliefs. She believes that not only that God is good, too good to do money, but also money is bad. Nancy, like most of us, needs to overhaul her God concept in order to fully recover her creativity. For many of us, raised to believe that money is the real source of security, dependence on God feels foolhardily suicidal and even laughable. When we consider the lilies of the field, we think they are quaint. Too out of it for the modern world. We're the ones who keep clothes on our backs. We're the ones who buy the groceries, and we will pursue our art. We will tell ourselves when we have enough money to do it easily. And when will that be? We want a God that feels like a fat paycheck and a license to spend as we please. Listening to the siren song of war, we are deaf to the small voice waiting in our soul to whisper, "You're enough." Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all things will be added to it. We have been told, often since childhood, by people quoting the Bible. We don't believe this, and we certainly don't believe it about art. Maybe God would feed us clothes in a pinch, but painting supplies, a museum tour of Europe, dance classes, God's not about to spring for those, we tell ourselves. We cling to our financial concerns as a way to not only avoid our art, but our spiritual growth. Our faith is in the dollar. I have to keep a roof over my head. We say, no one's going to pay me to be more creative. We're awfully sure about that. Most of us harbor a secret belief that our work has to be work and not play, and that anything we really want to do, like write, act, dance, must be considered frivolous and be placed at distant second. This is not true. We are operating out of the toxic old idea that God's will for us and our will for us are at the opposite ends of the table. I want to be an actress, but God wants me to wait tables and hash joints. The scenario goes, so if I try to be an actress, I'll end up slinging hash. Thinking like this is grounded in the idea that God is a stern parent with very rigid ideas about what's appropriate for us, and you'd better believe we won't like them. This stunted God concept needs alteration. This week, your morning pages write about the God you believe in and the God you would like to believe in. For some of us, this means, what if God is a woman and she's on my side? For others, it is a God of energy. For still others, a collective of higher forces moving us towards our highest good. If you're still dealing with a God consciousness that has remained unexamined since childhood, you're probably dealing with a toxic God. What would a non-toxic God think of your creative goals? Might such a God really exist? If so, would spending money on your job or your lover remain your higher power? Many of us equate difficulty with virtue, and art with fooling around. Hard work is good, a terrible job must be building our moral fiber, something a talent for painting, say, that comes to us easily and seems compatible with us must be some sort of cheap trick and not taken seriously. On one hand, we give lip service to the notions that God wants us to be happy, joyous, and free. On the other, we secretly think that God wants us to be broke if we're going to be all of these, if we're all going to be so decadent as want to be artists. Do we have any proof of these ideas about God? Looking for God's creation, it's pretty clear that the Creator itself did not know when to stop. There is not one pink flower, or even 50 pink flowers, but hundreds. Snowflakes, of course, are the ultimate exercise in sheer creative glee. No two alike, this creator looks suspiciously like someone who just might have sent us support for creative ventures. We have a new employer. The Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous promises recovering alcoholics. If we take care of God's business, He will take care of us. To battered AAA newcomers, such thinking is a lifetime. Desperate for a way to achieve sobriety, cling to this thought when worried about their own precarious abilities to live effectively. Expecting divine help, they tend to receive it. Tangled lives smooth out, tangled relationships gain sanity and sweetness. To those less desperate, such assurances sound foolish, even deceptive, like we're being conned. The God who has a job for us, the God who has fulfilling work, the God who holds abundance and dignity, who holds a million possibilities and the key to every door, this God can sound suspiciously like a film flam man. Until when it comes time for us to choose between a cherished dream and a lousy current drudgery, we often choose to ignore the dream and blame our continued misery on God. We act like it's God's fault we didn't go to Europe, take that painting class, or go on that photo shoot. In truth, we, not God, have decided not to go. We have tried to be sensible, as though if we have any proof that God is sensible, rather than see the universe might not have supported some healthy extravagance. The Creator may be our father, mother, source, but it's surely not the father, mother, church, teacher, or friends here on earth who have instilled in us our ideas of what sensible is for us. Creativity is not and has never been sensible. Why should it be? Why should you be? Do you think there is some sort of moral virtue in being martyred? Do you want to make some art? If you want to make some art, just make some art. Just a little art, 2 seconds, or rhyme, silly kindergarten ditty. God likes art, that's the part my parents would ignore. God likes art, and I make art, and that's what God likes for me. Making art beginning with making hay while the sun shines. It's beginning to get into the now and enjoying your day. It begins with giving yourself some small treats and breaks. This is extravagant, but so is God. It's a good attitude to take when treating your artist to small bribes and beauties. Remember, you're the cheapskate, not the God, and you expect God to be more generous. God will be more generous to you. What we really want to do is what we're really meant to do. And when we do what we are meant to do, money comes to us, doors open for us, we feel useful, and the work what we do feels like play to us. We will continue to do this work this week with our ideas surrounding money. And we'll see how our ideas about money, it's hard to get, you have to work long hours for it, you need to worry about the money first and creativity second, shaped our ideas about creativity. Luxury. For those who become artistically anorexic, yearning to be creative and refusing to feed that hunger in ourselves so that we become more and more focused on our deprivation, a little authentic luxury can go a long way. The key word here is authentic because art is born in expansion in a belief in sufficient supply. It is critical that we pamper ourselves for the sense abundance brings to us. What constitutes pampering that will vary for each of us. For Jillian, a new pair of head to toe tweed trousers from the vintage store conjured up images of Carol Lombard, laughter, and racy roadsters. For Jean, a single sprightly Gerber daisy perched on her night table told her life was a bloom with possibility. Matt found that the scent of real furniture wax gave him a feeling of safety, solidity, and order. Constance found a luxury of allowing herself in the indulgence of a magazine subscription, a $20 gift that keeps giving for a full year of magazines, and indulgence. All too often we become blocked and blame it on our lack of money. This is never an authentic block. The actual block is our feeling of constriction. Our sense of powerlessness. Art requires us to empower ourselves with choice. At the most basic level, this means choosing to do self-care. One of my friends is a world-famous artist of a formidable talents. He's assured a place in history for his contributions to his field. He is sought after by younger artists, respected by older artists. Although not 50 yet, he's already been singled out for a Lifetime Achievement Award. Nonetheless, this is an artist suffering in the throes of artistic anorexia. Although he continues to work, he also does so at a greater and greater cost himself. Why? He sometimes wonders to himself, does his life's work now feel like so much of this life's work? Why? Because he has defined himself luxury. Now, let me be clear that the luxury I'm talking about here has nothing to do with penthouse views, designer clothes, zippy foreign sports cars, first-class travel. The man enjoys all those privileges, but what he doesn't enjoy is his life. He has denied himself the luxury of time with friends, time with family, above all, time with himself with no agendas of preternatural accomplishments. His many former passions have dwindled to mere interest. He is too busy to enjoy pastimes. He tells himself he has no time to pass. The clock is ticking and he's using it to get famous. Recently, I bought myself a horse for the first time in a decade. On hearing the good news, my accomplished friends moved immediately into this wet blanket mode, cautioning, well, I hope you don't expect to get to ride it in it much or see it much. As you get older, you do less and less of the things you enjoy. Life becomes more and more about doing what you must. Because I have learned to hear wet blanket messages for what they are, I was not too daunted by this prognosis, but I was saddened by it. It reminded me of the vulnerability of artists, even very famous ones, to the shaming, I should be working, side of themselves that discourages creative pleasures. In order to thrive as an artist, one could argue as people we need to be available to the universal flow. When we put a stopper on our capacity for joy by anorectically declining the small gifts of life, we turn aside the larger gifts as well. Those of us, like my artist friend, who are engaged in long creative works, find ourselves leeching our souls to find images, returning to past work, to tricks, practicing our craft more than enlarging our art. Those of us who have stymied the workflow completely to find ourselves lives that feel barren and devoid of interest no matter how many meaningless things we have filled with them. What gives us true joy? That is the question to ask concerning luxury, and for those of us, the answer is very different. For Bernice, the answer is raspberries, fresh raspberries. She laughs at how easily pleased she is. For the cost of a pint of raspberries, she buys herself an experience of abundance. Sprinkled on cereal, cut up with a peach, poured over a scoop of ice cream, she can buy her abundance at the supermarket and even get it quick frozen if she has to. They cost $1.98 to $4.50 depending on the season. I always tell myself they're too expensive, but the truth is that's a bargain for a week of luxury. It's less than a movie, less than a deluxe cheeseburger. I guess it's more than I thought I was worth. For Alan, music is the great luxury. A musician when he was younger, he had long denied himself the right to play. Like most block creatives, he suffered from a deadly duo, artistic anorexia and prideful perfectionism. There were no practice shots for this player. He wanted to be at the top and he couldn't be there he wouldn't be anywhere near his beloved music. Stuck and stymied, Alan described his block as I would try and play and hear myself, but what I can do far away from what I want to do, that I cringe. And then he quit. Working on creative recovery, Alan began allowing himself the luxury of buying a new recording a week. He stopped making music work and started making it fun again. He wanted to buy crazy recordings, not just high art, forget high minded inspirations, what sounded like fun. Alan began exploring. He bought gospel, country, western, Indian drum music. A month of this, he impulsively bought a set of practice sticks at the music store. He let them lie and let them lie, and 3 months later, Alan was drumming on the handlebars of his exercise bike while rock and roll blasted through his Walkman. 2 months later, he cleared a space in the attic and acquired the second-hand drum kit. I thought my wife and daughter would be embarrassed by how I was, he explains, catching himself blaming he cops. Actually, I was the one who was embarrassed, but now I'm just having fun with it and actually sounding a little better to myself. For an old guy, I say my chops are coming back. For Laura, a dime store set of watercolor paints was her first foray into luxury. For Kathy, it was a deluxe Crayola set, the kind my mother would never get me. I let myself do 2 drawings the first night, and one of them was a sketch of me in my new life, and I'm the one working towards. But for many block creatives, it takes a little work to even imagine ourselves having luxury. Luxury is a learned practice for most of us. Block creatives often Cinderellas of the world. Focused on others at the expense of ourselves, we may even be threatened by the idea of spoiling ourselves for once. Don't try and let go of Cinderella, my writer friend Karen advises. Keep Cinderella, but focus on giving yourself the glass slipper. The second half of that fairy tale is great. What we're talking about when we discuss luxury is very often a shift in consciousness more than flow. Although, as we acknowledge and invite what feels luxurious to us, we may need to trigger an increased flow. I'll pass the rest to you.
Okay. Creative living requires the luxury of time, which we carve out for ourselves. Even if it's 15 minutes for a quick morning pace and a 10-minute mini bath after work. Creative living requires the luxury of space for ourselves, even if all we manage to carve out is one special bookshelf and window still that ours. My study has a window shelf of paperweights and seashells. Remember that your artist is a youngster, and youngsters like things that are mine. My chair, my book, my pillow. Designating a few things special and yours alone can go a long way toward making you feel pampered. Chinatown anywhere offers a beautiful teacup and saucer for under $5. Secondhand stores often have one-of-a-kind china plates that make an afternoon snack a more creative experience. China. Much of what we do in a crazy recovery may seem silly. Silly is a defense of our wet blankets, adult uses as squelch, or our artist child. Beware of silly as a bird you toss at yourself. Yes, artist days are silly. That's the whole point. Creativity lives in paradox. Serious art is born from serious play. Important sentence. Creativity lives in paradox. Serious art born from serious play. Counting and exercise. For the next week, you will be discovering how you spend your money. Buy a small pocket notepad and write down every nickel you spent. It doesn't matter what it is for, how tiny the purchase, how petty the amount. Petty cash is still cash. Each day, date a page and count what you bought, what you spent, where your money went, whether it was for groceries, lunch in a diner, a cab ride, subway fares, or loan to your brother. Be meticulous, be true, and be non-judgmental. This is an exercise in self-observation, not self-flagellation. You may want to continue this practice for a full month or longer. It will teach you what you value in terms of your spending. Often, our spending differs from our real values. We fritter away cash on things we don't cherish and deny ourselves those things we do. Many of us counting is a necessary prelude to learning creative luxury. Money madness and exercise. Complete the following phrases. 1. People with money are fill in the blanks. 2. Money makes people fill in the blanks. 3. I will have more money if fill in the blank. Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blank. 4. My dad thought money was fill the blank. 5. My mom always thought money would fill the blank. 6. My family money caused fill in the blank. 7. Money equals fill the blank. 8. If I had money, I would fill the blank. 9. If I could afford it, I would fill the blank. 10. If I had more money, I would fill the blank. 11. I'm afraid that if I had more money, I would fill the blank. 12. Money is fill the blank. 13. Money causes fill the blank. Having money is not fill the blank. In order to have more money, I will need to fill the blank. When I have money, I usually fill the blank. I think money fill the blank. If I weren't so cheap, I would fill the blank. People think money fill the blank. Being broke tells me fill the blank. Tasks. Number 1, natural abundance. Find 5 pretty or interesting rugs. I enjoy this exercise particularly because rugs can be carried in pockets, fingered in business meeting. They can be small, constant reminders of our creative consciousness. 2. Natural abundance. Pick 5 flowers or leaves. You may want to press these between wax paper and save them in a book. If you did this in the kindergarten, that's fine. Some of the best creative play is done there. Let yourself do it again. 3. Clearing. Throw out or give away 5 ready pieces of clothing. 4. Creation. Bake something. If you have a sugar problem, make a fruit salad. Creativity does not have to always involve capital A art. Very often, the act of cooking something can help you cook something up in another creative mode. When I am steamed as a writer, I make soaps and pieces. Pies. 5. Communication. Send postcards to 5 friends. This is not a good shoes exercise. Send to people you would love to hear from. 6. Favorites. List your favorites in following categories. 1. Cars. 2. Dogs. 3. Flowers. 4. Trees. 5. Fruits. 6. Vegetables. 7. Desserts. 8. Entries. 9. Musical groups. 10. Colors. Reread the basic principles. See at page 3. Do this once daily. Read an artist's prayer. Yours from week 4 or mine from page 223. Do this once daily. 8. Clearing. Any new change in your home environment. Make some. 9. Acceptance. Any new flow in your life. Practice saying yes to freebies. 10. Prosperity. Any change in your financial situation or your perspective on it. Any new, even crazy ideas about what you would love doing. Pull images around this and add your image file from previous week. Check in. How many days you're gonna do? You need to do this at the end of the week. How many days this week did you do your morning pace? Have you used them yet to think about creative luxury for yourself? How was the experience for you? 2. Did you do your artist date this week? Have you considered allowing yourself to? What did you do? How did it feel? 3. Did you experience any synchronicity this week? What was it? 4. Were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. End of the week 6.
Slay. We did it.
Play. Okay. I'm gonna write down my spendings. That's scary.
That's honestly terrifying.
Yeah, why am I doing I don't want to do this.
But
Okay.
we are so close. I feel like the next week chapter is
What is the next chapter?
short.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I feel like I live my life like
Yeah,
I
how is
already am in luxury, you know? If anything, I probably need to dial it back. Or just maybe be more aware of what is a real luxury and what is not.
Yeah, I think she's describing luxury as something we are like something creative that we are not allowing ourselves to do.
Yeah.
Of like, I don't know, like making music, or like it can be something like for you, for example, for me, for example, I think it's music. I don't know, like it's something that I always make bigger in my head and never let myself do until like a few years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can be anything, like buying a jewelry to do like a design jewelry. I don't know, like it can be anything. That
One thing I've become obsessed with is
Hmm?
gel pens. One thing I've become obsessed with is gel pens because I used to love gel pens as a kid. And I used to get like giant sets of them, but I was like so obsessed with them I didn't want to use them. But now I've just been like going
Yeah,
and buying like fun color
same
gel pens
thing.
and like hot
Yeah,
pink and purple, and it's like $3, but it's so
are
much
they
fun.
smelling? Do they have nice?
No, I wish. I want to get a sparkly one next though. I want to get sparkly gel pens because I think that'll be fun.
I remember we had like the gel pens, but with smells. Like for example, the yellow one smelling like a banana, brown one smelling like a chocolate, and it was so like it was really smelling so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a time. Or like smelly markers, that was a thing.
Yeah, smelling markers, but it was a gel. The gel ones were smelling, but I don't know. We don't have it anymore, I guess, in here at least. So yeah, maybe you can do something with them.
Yeah, I want to get a coloring book, I think, and get some markers because I really enjoy coloring. I'll do it on my iPad occasionally, but I feel like it's more fun just to do it.
In a physical thing.
Yeah.
So much better.
You know those like cute coloring books that were really popular on TikTok last year? Like the bear
Mhm.
ones?
Yeah.
I just want to get those like markers in the coloring books, but they're expensive. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe the
Maybe
markers
maybe
aren't that
you should.
expensive.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, or just get a smaller set of markers instead of like the 500 pack or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm gonna think about what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But I really like doing things with my hands these
Me
days.
too. Me too. Just off the laptop, off
It's
technology.
fixing me. Yeah, like looking at a screen all the time is making me, I don't know, turning me into a different person.
It is.
That
It
I
is.
don't really like, to be honest.
I also feel like I've been spending more time on Twitter, and I feel like it makes me not a worse person, but I feel like it makes me more mad than TikTok. Like TikTok, I feel like is like
Hey,
more.
I've been spending more time on Instagram. Instagram is healing me. I
Yeah,
love Instagram. I feel so like, I don't know. It's like a meditation to me. And
yeah,
I'm spending less time, trying to spend less time on Twitter because I don't know, like Twitter has a bad vibe actually.
it does. It really does, and I feel like it makes me more negative, even though I'm not really a negative person. I'm like, oh my god, I feel like all I want to do is fight with people rage baiting, and it's so much easier to rage bait and like get involved in that. And I'm like, but if I'm actually making content on TikTok or like following people on TikTok and Instagram, it's actually pretty positive or like productive or like
Mhm.
funny at least. Like people are being silly and like having a good
I'm
time.
positive, silly, and okay with everything, but on Twitter, everyone is just like criticizing something, bullying each other.
Yeah, it's really ugly energy.
Yeah, I love Instagram. Maybe I should spend more time. I think TikTok is a luxury for me.
Yeah,
TikTok is a luxury for myself. I don't know why.
yeah.
Maybe I should scroll on TikTok. Yeah.
I think you should. I think you might enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because like I also feel like because I wasn't on TikTok for a while and I was like more focused on Twitter, I like lost a sense of what was happening on TikTok and
Mhm.
like what's cool, and like my timeline is kind of out of date. But now that it's like I'm starting to catch back up to what's happening.
Nice.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like the vibe is so much more like positive and funny and interesting.
Definitely agree.
Yeah, and also I've been going to more yoga. Every time I see you post, I'm like, you're killing
Are
it with your yoga.
yoga? Did you start it or are you still considering?
No, I go like every week,
Oh, nice.
sometimes a couple times a week. But it's hot yoga, so I usually don't take pictures or anything because it's like you're so sweaty and nasty
Are you
after.
are you doing it like in a closed place, like a sauna kind of place? We don't have it in here, but it's so, I don't know. It's so sweet. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, you're like drenched in sweat. It feels good though because it feels like you're just getting all the shit out of your body.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably. I started to go to the gym and lifting weights,
yeah,
and I'm also better. I feel so much better. My energy is increased, and I'm mostly going to the gym right now. I was just
yeah.
going to yoga, but right now I'm mostly going to the gym and pushing myself a little bit more
No,
and
that's good.
going well.
That's good.
Okay.
That's it. Have a good
That-
weekend. We will party next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
I'm gonna try and make some TikTok content. I have like a bunch of saved stuff I need to edit.
You should send to the group chat when you do
I
something.
should. I should.
I'm not like I don't know. I'm not checking TikTok. Maybe when you send, I can check and get into TikTok algorithm more and watch your content, and people can
Yeah.
see that too.
I think my content has been doing better on Instagram, so I'm probably just gonna post it on Instagram. But I did post on TikTok, and Morgan Stewart commented on it, so because I said I loved her.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like Instagram. I don't know. I feel like it's more curated.
Yeah,
The algorithm is better.
I agree.
Get used to it more.
I agree.
So see you next week.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace. Bye.